now let's continue to the derivation of employment income. Okay, under derivation of employment income, which is covered under section 2 and also section 3 of the ITA, page 76, para 5.1. Okay, section 13.2 is actually have 5 subsection A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, what is section 13.2A? Alright, if you to refer to section 13.2A, gross income in respect of gain or profit from an employment from any period during which employment is exercised in Malaysia. So the keywords here is exercised in Malaysia. Okay, what does it mean by exercise in Malaysia? So if you refer to para 6.0, scope of 13.2A, an employee is discharged the duties as required by his employer in Malaysia. He is said to be exercising employment in Malaysia. So in other words, in a layman term, if you can recall, we did define Malaysia, right? We have the territory of Malaysia, Peninsular Malaysia, the seawater, and so on. So as long as you are working or exercise your work within that territory of Malaysia, and you generate your you generate your employment income, therefore that employment income is deemed to derive from Malaysia. Okay, so that is actually exercise employment in Malaysia. So this is actually did not take into consideration where is the source of employment of income coming from, because the word here is exercise, where you do your work. Because when we're talking about the source of employment, you might be receiving your source of employment income from overseas. Okay, because your employer might be actually in London, and your employee is actually in London, but you do your work in Malaysia. So for that matter, you can actually be caught under section 2 of subsection A. Okay, and then the next one is section 2B. Okay, section 2B, 13.2B is actually talking about for any period of leave of attributable to the exercise of employment in Malaysia. Okay, the key word here is leave attributable to your work that you exercise in Malaysia actually. Because when you work, you might have be taken some leave. And during that leave, you actually might be going overseas. Okay, for instance, when you go pursue your master or PhD, where you actually go to overseas, but at the same time you are still earning your employment income. Okay, why you go to overseas? Because your job require you to go there and do pursue your study, but during that period you're actually taking leave. So that leave is actually attributable to, or there is a link. The leave is actually you enjoy the leave because you actually work in Malaysia, you exercise your job in Malaysia just now. So the leave that attributable to your job that you exercise in Malaysia, and during that leave you receive your employment income. So that employment income is deemed to be actually derived in Malaysia. Why? Because it is attributable to your job that you exercise in Malaysia. Okay, so that is 13.2B. Okay, 13.2C is actually incidental. Okay, the keyword there, the keyword is incidental to. Okay, what is incidental to? Okay, if you to refer to page 79, para 8.0, okay, it does mention that an individual who exercises employment in Malaysia may be required to perform duties outside Malaysia. Okay, so if the nature of his overseas duty has connection to Malaysian employment. Okay, for instance, you work as a marketing manager for Asia Pacific and you're actually based in Malaysia. Alright, so most of the time your employment duties are actually discharged in Malaysia. But due to the nature of your marketing activities which cover Asia Pacific, which require you to go to Indonesia, and perhaps you might also require to go to Thailand, perhaps 1 month in Indonesia, 1 month in Thailand. And of course, during the 1 month in Indonesia, you earn your salary, and 1 month in Thailand, you also earn your salary. However, because of the virtue of section 2C, your salary that you receive while you are in Indonesia and salary that you receive while you are in Thailand is actually taxable in Malaysia. Okay, why? because the job that you go to Indonesia, the job that you go to when you discharge your duties in Thailand is actually attributable or incidental to your job in Malaysia just now, because your base of the job is actually in Malaysia. Okay, and then next one is 13.2D. Okay, 13.2D you can refer to para 10.0. Okay, this is actually specifically cover for directors of a resident company. Okay, so this is the keywords for the section 13.2D. You are a director. Remember, an employment income, if you're being appointed as a director, that is considered as a earning employment income. So if you're a director of resident company, so we have to know, if you're a director of a company, is that company a resident company of Malaysia, or is that company a non-resident company of Malaysia? In general, how do we know the company is actually resident in Malaysia? Normally, we look at where the management and control of the company is actually being activated or being executed. Okay, so most of the time we would actually refer to where is the EGM of the company. Okay, because AGM, annual general meeting of the company, is where the important decisions are being made, where the direction of the company is being set. So that is normally we consider as to determine the basis your place of management and control of the company. So resident status of company in Malaysia, in the case of Malaysia, normally one of the criteria we use that as a basis. Okay, so if we know that you are director of a resident company, therefore whatever director's fee that you earn from that company is deemed to be taxed in Malaysia. Okay, so because for instance we do have, like say, a Malaysian resident company, for instance Sandabi. Okay, you do have few directors. However, one of the directors is actually reside in United Kingdom. So you did not come for the meeting, but you only attend the meeting through video conferencing. But every month you would actually receive your director's fee. However, because you are director of a resident company, by virtue 32D, that director fee is actually deemed to be taxable in Malaysia. Okay, and then the next one is 13.2E. Okay, 13.2E is actually referred to specifically employee who is actually on board of ship or aircraft of a Malaysian resident company. So in specific or in general here, we actually refer to all those, in the case of ship, we refer to MISC, aircraft we actually refer to Malaysian Airlines. So for all employees who actually work with the Malaysian resident company, so the employment income is deemed to be taxed in Malaysia. Okay, that is the, in general, we cover 13.2 A, B, C, D, and E. So I already highlighted what are the keywords there. So normally we look at the keywords in that scenario in order to determine whether that employment income is actually taxable in Malaysia, or is it a foreign source of income which is not taxable. Okay, the next one is 13.3. Okay, 13.3, if you refer to legislation just now, they have A and then they have B. Okay, so this is exercise. However, this is outside Malaysia. Okay, and leave attributable to. Okay, under section 13.3, it does mention that gross income, page 76. Gross income in respect of gains or profit from an employment in public service or service of a statutory authority. Okay, so this is specifically for public service or authority. Okay, what does it mean? It means here is that statutory authority or public service when you are government staff and you work outside Malaysia. Okay, so that's why here exercise your duties outside Malaysia. But since you are you are employee of that government servant, therefore, and that fund normally coming from a government fund, so for that matter normally you will be taxed in Malaysia. And then the next one is, of course, when you discharge your duties outside Malaysia, you might take leave. Okay, you might take leave. Therefore, any leave that you take and you get pay or employment income, so that employment income is also deemed to be tax in Malaysia. So section 13.3 is specifically covered for employee who work with public services or statutory authority outside Malaysia, and yet you receive your employment income from Malaysian government. Okay, so in general, that would actually cover derivation of employment income. Thank you.